fame ever went into my head, but yes, I wouldn't say that I was completely grounded also. There were times when you start feeling that the world revolves around you. There are times when you are not shooting and you're looking for your next project and you're trying to call the same people and they say, sorry, we are busy, we don't have time. So I said, ये सब temporary है, इसको उधर ही रहने दो. Pity those people who are so pampered and spoon-fed that they're not allowed to taste failure. Why I really got excited to do the film was also because Hrithik Roshan was doing it. So I was like, when he can fit into Anand Kumar's character, he can get into that skin, then why can't I? अच्छे वक्त में सलाह मांगने वालों की और बुरे वक्त में राय देने वालों की कभी कमी नहीं होती है.
Well, my guest today is someone who has proven that if you do anything with full dedication and passion, then no one can stop you from reaching the top. And he has proven that a lot of times. And joining me today only on the Free Press Journal is Nandish Sandhu, who joins me for a conversation. Hi Nandish, how have you been?
I'm doing absolutely good and thank you so much.
You're most welcome, because I genuinely feel that about you. I think it takes a lot of courage to firstly take that first step, because the industry is really so uncertain, especially when you are not forget the industry, you're not even from the city, Bombay, coming here, taking that first step. Was it very daunting initially in the beginning for you?
It was more than daunting. It was kind of a cultural shock for me because I've studied in a small town. I was born in Bharatpur. My primitive years were in Dholpur, which is in Rajasthan, on UP-Rajasthan border. So when I came here, it was like a cultural shock because I'd never been to Mumbai before that in my life. And the school that I was coming from was a military school, an all-boys school. So from there, coming to do my college in Mumbai, where obviously we had girls and boys hostel right next to each other and everybody was together, and then I met all these boys and girls who were day scholars, who were born and brought up in Mumbai. So it was a cultural shock for me, and I did feel intimidated by everything that was going around me and the way it was happening. So it took a little while for me to absorb the vibe of the city. But it's been a very, very good learning experience, because I think if I was born in Mumbai, I wouldn't have been so grateful the way I am right now, because of the journey that I've seen, and I've seen myself how I could absorb, grasp everything that was around me and then become into the person that I've become today.
That is very true what you just said, because even I'm not from Bombay, I came from Odisha. So I have had a similar experience, and I think because we had a certain comfort and backing back home, you have family, you have the emotional support of them, and then you suddenly come and you're alone in a new city. Yeah. So it teaches you a lot of things. I think we become a little more stronger at a very young age.
Correct.
But getting success so early on, and more than success, being so famous that you were a household name very soon when you entered the industry, and it doesn't happen with a lot of people. They take years and years, and sometimes that doesn't even happen. And yes, you were very blessed, but you were also very young. How did you handle so much at an age where probably people are still figuring out what they want to do?
I don't know. I don't think I handled it well. I was also figuring it out. I've learned through the process while I was trying to figure out. I think now when I look back, I see that, okay, I did a few things right and I did a few things wrong as well. Okay. I don't regret, because that was a part of my learning experience that was important for me to learn. But it gets overpowering when you have so much of fame. I'm not talking about success. I'm talking about fame, because that was fame. What happened with Uttaran? It was difficult for me to digest. It was difficult for me to handle, and it was very difficult for me to understand what was happening around me. But I was enjoying it. I was enjoying that phase. I was enjoying what I was getting. I was enjoying all the attention that I was getting. So it really taught me a lot, and I think that if that didn't happen, I wouldn't be the kind of person that I am today. And I know how to handle things in a
Yeah.
better way today. If again the same thing implies here as well. If I was from Bombay, or if I had started directly with films, or if with OTT, I would have probably been still trying to figure out. It's not that I've learnt everything. I'm still figuring it out, but I'm at a better place. If this had started right in the beginning of my career, then I probably would be dealing with it in a different way. But now I deal with it in a different way because I've got that experience from television.
You know, it's very easy for fame to get into your head, especially I'm talking about fame that's very unnatural. It doesn't happen so often with people, right? uh, was there a phase earlier in your career where maybe it got into your head and you sort of started behaving in a certain manner, and then you took a break and you were like, hey, this is not me?
I don't think so. I think I've always been, and a lot of it comes from my schooling because I'm from a military school.
Yeah.
So whether it's being on time, being punctual, whether it's being disciplined, uh, being extremely dedicated to what I do, I think all these things came because I was conditioned to do that in my school. So a lot of discipline because of that military school was already there within me. So I don't think fame ever went into my head. But yes, I wouldn't say that I was completely grounded also. There were times when you start feeling that the world revolves around you.
Yeah.
You start feeling, oh my God, everybody knows me. If I walk into a room, if I walk into a mall, if I walk into a movie theater, people are looking at me. So you start feeling very important, and you don't realize that it is temporary. So I didn't do anything bad in that phase, but yes, I used to feel as if I'm floating, and you feel you're the center of attraction everywhere. And certain times when you don't get that attention, especially at that time, you suddenly start feeling out of place. You feel, okay, why are people not looking at me? Why is somebody else getting more attention? Instead of being yourself or enjoying that moment, all these thoughts are going on in your head, and that used to happen with me. But being said, I'm really grateful that the kind of schooling and the kind of family that I come from, I've always been taught to stay grounded, and that really helped. It helps me even now. And all these experiences, the fame that you said, which came with television, has taught me that don't let it go into your head. I think there's a very important line which came to my head while I was sitting in my vanity van one day. A lot of people, on the set, when you walk into a set, whether they like you, they don't like you, whether they've seen your work, they've not seen your work, it doesn't matter. For everybody, you become sir. You the spot boy, the direction team, the director, to the effect that sometimes even the producers, they address you as sir. So how are you, sir? आपको ये पसंद आ रहा है? सर अभी ये शॉट है, सर आपकी स्क्रिप्ट यहाँ है, सर आपके कपड़े रेडी हैं. मुझे लगता है वो सर को सर पर नहीं चढ़ने देना चाहिए. जब तक वो सर आप उससे डिस्टेंस्ड रहते हैं, यू नो दैट दिस इज़ ओनली टिल द टाइम यूर ऑन द सेट, आप उसको अपने सर पे मत चढ़ाओ. आई थिंक दैट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. एंड दैट थॉट, I don't know why I got that thought. Maybe a lot of that sir was happening on that set one day, and I said, why is this happening? And suddenly, when there are times when you are not shooting and you're looking for your next project, and you're trying to call the same people, and they say, sorry, we are busy, we don't have time. So I said, ये सब temporary है, इसको उधर ही रहने दो.
It's not very easy to accept that so initially कि ये सब temporary है. Usually when somebody starts off with a very hit show or a hit film, they think this is life and this is gonna continue. But the kind of industries we are in, the film, the showbiz and the media industry, nothing is permanent here. Today I might do a chat show, it might get me a lot of numbers, and tomorrow nobody would agree to come to that show. Correct. So even we have to be very, clear as to what is temporary and what is not. How did you make that distinction? Because as you said, you were very, very important, and I'm not saying you suddenly became somebody who was not important, but maybe you were not fitting into the other roles. How did you make that distinction in your head without feeling bad about it?
I think just by accepting reality and accepting the fact that this is not only in different professions like doing interviews or acting or becoming a famous industrialist or becoming a cricketer, it is a way of life. Life is never linear. It is always what goes up comes down. It will happen. You need to understand the fact that it's like how the stock market works. You know, ups and downs will keep happening, but in those ups and downs, how you still have your trajectory which is going upwards on a personal level, that you feel good, you are grasping something, you're learning something, you're imbibing some good values or some traits or skills that you keep learning on the way during your journey. So your trajectory on the whole is going upwards, but you will still see ups and downs. It's like the stock market. So I feel all this happens with experience, time, learnings, and if somebody told me this, if I would hear myself 10 years back, I would say, "Kya bakwas kar raha hai, gyan de raha hai," and I used to feel the same that time. So when I was a teenager, I used to feel that why is somebody giving so much gyan on life? So let everybody enjoy the phase. It's nobody, you know, everybody has different, we all have different phases of life, and the right thing will happen at the right time on its own. Just enjoy the journey.
I think without downs, how will you ever enjoy the ups of life? I genuinely feel that, and I think the amount of things that failures teach you, no amount of success can teach you.
Absolutely.
Even to sustain success, you need to be a person who has gone through a certain amount of failures.
Absolutely.
So I think that is the journey.
I really, just adding to what you said, I really pity those people who are so pampered and spoon-fed that they're not allowed to taste failure. And it's you know, you're not helping them by doing that. You're just making that person weak. So it's very important to let people be, let children be, let students face their own problems, their own challenges, overcome them. That's how you know कि एक बार अगर वो सक्सेस और वो चीज़ को ओवरकम करने का और सक्सेस पाने का स्वाद चख लिया, then you know you want it and you want to solve the problem every time. Otherwise, what happens is you are succeeding in everything you do, and suddenly there is a drop. You don't know what to do. You don't know how to handle it. So it's important to, how you said it, failures are really important.
That is true. You know, despite that, after after giving a hit show like Uttaran, everybody around you, even in the media fraternity, expected to see you every time, like हम अब इसको हर show में, हर film में, हर जगह देखेंगे. But you took a conscious decision. I was seeing a clip of yours where you said that I was not accepting similar roles जहाँ पे वही same NRI coming to India, rich businessman. I was not doing that because I'm not looking for that. How did you make a decision like that which could go haywire? Because for an actor, visibility is as important. So you know, to sit back and to take a mature decision like this one, that I'm thinking longer run में ये मुझे काम आएगा and not just अभी का fame and success. Where did that logic come from?
I don't know where it comes from, the logic, but I only think a lot of the answers that I get is from self-talk. I ask myself, do you want to get stuck in the rut of doing the same kind of thing over and over again, be in your comfort zone and regret it later on in life that you didn't try and do something new? Or do you want to do something new and be satisfied from within, and you believe in yourself that you will succeed at it because you do it passionately? What is better for you? Just wait. And you know, my gut feeling, my intuition always tells me that do something which satisfies you satisfies your soul, and because you're doing it well, you're doing it passionately, you will succeed at it. So I think that's the answer that I get every time, and if I also, I think inherently how I'm built is that if I keep doing the same thing over and over again, I get bored. I like to try different things, and I know there's only one life. I'm not going to be born again, and even if I am born again, I'm not going to remember my past life. So whatever I have to do, I have to do it in this life.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that don't enjoy life, keep running because you have one life and you have to achieve and all of that. But yes, achieving what you want to do is good, but enjoy the process of trying to achieve what you want to do. So yeah, I'm just enjoying life, yeah, just having a good time.
You know, you said that if you do something with passion, you enjoy it. I think when you do something with passion, not only do you enjoy it, even people who watch you enjoy. Because I remember when Super 30 happened, I am so sure even there would have been people who may have told ki, may have been, you know, cynical ki karna chahiye nahi, ya tu mat kar aisa. Because Hrithik told us that there were 100 and a million voices around him and in his own head that were telling him ki should I not. He was so confused, but he had that faith. And I think the similar, you go with instinct, so I think the similar thing happened with you. Have you always been this person who follows his instinct truly? And even a little about Super 30, what were the reactions like?
See, I'll answer both the things. About Super 30, yes, I was. To be very, very honest with you, I was looking for a good film.
Yeah.
And my debut film had to be something which made people notice me. It had to make people notice that Nandish, if he's taken a break, if he's on a sabbatical and he's not been seen anywhere, if he comes back and if he comes back with something which is regular, what he's done in the past, then I didn't want people to say that क्या फ़ायदा हुआ break लेके, because that's what I was hearing from everybody. Why you not working? Why you taking a break? Including my family, and not in a bad way, because they were concerned about it. So they were like, you have so many offers from TV, you are getting calls for certain things to do, you know, certain kinds of roles for films. Why are you not doing it? Take up something, take up something. I said no. If I have to come back, if I have to come back with something which is a surprise element for my audience, and if I don't come back, then I will do something else. Maybe I will probably do some sort of business. I also started a production house where I started making short films. So I was like, okay, if I don't do that, I'll probably start doing theater, I'll do short films, I'll do something else. But it's something which had to make people notice me as an actor. And I think when Super 30 came, after reading the script, I was sure that this is going to be something which, you know, even though I'm not doing a film as the main lead, people will notice me. They will say, okay, Nandish has come, he's come in a different avatar, in a different way, and he's worked hard, he took a break, but that break was worth it. So that's how Super 30 happened, and there were voices in my head, again, because the way I look, you know, my physicality, I thought maybe I won't go with the character. But again, Vikas Behl, Mukesh Chhabra, they were extremely convinced that I'll be able to do justice to it. And also because Hrithik Roshan is such a good looking man, and when I went on the set, Vikas Behl said, he used to say it almost every day, that I've taken two good looking men and I've made them look like from Bihar, who are not supposed to be, you know, it's a story about Anand Kumar, Pranav Kumar. They are not tall, they are not, they don't have a huge, personality, they don't have good biceps and good shoulders. They are people that you think they do look like teachers and mentors. And Vikas said that it's a huge challenge for me, for both of you, to make you all look believable in these characters. So yes, and I think a lot of my decision why I wanted to do the film and why I really got excited to do the film was also because Hrithik Roshan was doing it. So I was like, when he can fit into Anand Kumar's character, he can get into that skin, then why can't I? I should also be able to do it.
No, that is true. I remember going to watch that movie thinking in my head, how are they going to pull it off? Because I had just watched the trailer and a little bit of clippings, and I was like, and I wasn't a journalist back then, I was a college student, and I was like, I really wanted to analyze the movie, and oh my god, after watching it, I really thought they have taken the two most good looking men and made them so relatable, made them believable. I think that is what, as a performer, when you do something with conviction, it translates on screen.
Yes, it does. Conviction definitely matters, and I also feel it was Vikas Behl's conviction in making us look like that, and he did a commendable job. The makeup team, the makers, how we were put through those grilling sessions for our dialect and everything. I think everybody put in their heart and soul into those characters, and it just I'm grateful that it turned out really well.
Lovely. Then I remember Jubilee, when Jubilee happened, and there was a shoot that we did with the team, and everybody was present there. I remember everybody talking about your character, because we were discussing how the story moves because of your character and how important it is. And we were having a conversation how even in multi-starrers, it doesn't really matter whose role is what. If it's well written, everyone will equally shine. And that is what Jubilee gave us. Jubilee gave us performers and so many performances that we would have never thought of कि इतनी सारी एक ही show में होगी. How did you accept that role? Because I know a lot of actors who come with your experience would have thought ki no, maybe I shouldn't take this. This doubt would have come.
See, the thing is, when I heard the part initially, I wasn't sure about it because I hadn't read the entire script.
Okay.
So I was, the same thought came to my head also, that a character who's going to die, that's the brief that I got, that he's a theatre artist,
Yeah.
he's going to be in the first episode, he will die in the first episode. I wasn't extremely convinced about it. I was told to at least audition for it. I said, yes, I will audition for it because I wanted Vikram sir to see my audition at least. So even if I do this character or not, at least my audition will reach him. He will get to see it. And so I wanted to perform in front of the camera. So I went and auditioned for it. Later on, and this was all being done at casting bay's office. They were casting for it. Then later on, I was told that, you've been shortlisted. There's a second round of audition that they want to see you in. And there is a different scene also that they've sent, the direction team, and they want to see you doing that scene. I went and did audition for that also. After that, I was told that you are being considered for Jamshed Khan. And would you be interested? I said, I don't know right now unless I read the script, unless I know where is he, how is he placed in the script. And once I read it, I was absolutely sure, because although he was dying in the first episode, he was the main catalyst of the show. Jamshed was extremely, now I'm talking about the character, that he was an extremely confident and pure actor who didn't budge. He wanted to bring about a change because he was an artist, a pure artist, and he wasn't too convinced about the coming in of cinemas, theaters, as in the movies. He wanted the theaters to continue and do what they were doing, the kind of impact theater would have, and the experience of acting on a stage. That's what he was. But he was also at the same time contemplating whether I should do theatre or I should step into films and do films because I'm being considered. So all of these things, when I thought that it's not about his time on screen, it is about the kind of thought that he is going to invoke in people's mind, how he is being, he's the catalyst of what is happening in the show, and the impact that he has in every episode. Even though Jamshed Khan dies in the first episode, the kind of impact he has in all the episodes. So I said, yes, I need to do it. And of course, it was Vikram Motwani, and I absolutely wanted to work with him. So I was also kind of trying to convince myself to do it because it was Vikram Motwani's show, and it's been a dream to work with him since I've started acting. Since I saw Udaan, I think it's been so many years, and so Udaan, Lutera, then Trapped. So all these, every time I would watch his content, I would have this dream that I want to work with him. So yeah, that all these factors put together just said, okay, go ahead, do it.
Not because you're sitting here, but I told this to Motwani sir as well when we met now for Control, that his casting was so on point. Like I know, Anmol's company Casting Bay did that, and we were just discussing, and we discussed you, and he said that when I found, because the story revolved around this name Jamshed Khan, and you played it, because it was such an important character, I needed somebody who perfectly fit it. And we were just having a discussion. So I think as an actor, these are the moments you live for, when you are being discussed, even though it doesn't matter the size of your role, because the impact you've had. When somebody talks about Jubilee, we do talk about you even today. So hats off to you for doing that.
No, I'm just grateful. I got the opportunity and I was prepared to deliver on that opportunity. So I'm just grateful.
There's a sense of versatility that I see now. Of course, you've done Ziddi Girls, and every role that you do is different from the past roles that you've done. Is it a conscious choice that you've made in your head that I don't want to repeat? As you said, you get bored.
I'm trying to do that. I'm not stubborn about it, because certain times, you don't get what you wish for all the time. But yes, I consciously try and do it. It's or even if it's a character which is similar to my previous one, I would try and bring about something new in that character, which I think that when I watch my work 5 years down the line, I should be able to I should feel proud of myself that I could pull off different kinds of characters than I was not doing the same kind of work, because that is something which excites me.
Yeah.
And I don't want to let that excitement die ever, because I'm an artist because I love this job. The perks that I get for it obviously is good. Yeah. I get good recognition. I get paid well. There are a lot of things which come. They're a part of the job. But apart from all of that, what I really like is that I feel good for myself, that I'm able to do different kinds of things, and which I never thought I'll be able to do. I wasn't confident that I'll be able to pull off different kinds of characters, and now when I'm doing that, as it's happening, it just keeps motivating me to do better stuff, different stuff, because I think, okay, Nandish, you've done this, okay, you could pull off this one, okay, now go on to the next one, try that. So it's kind of driving me to do better and better stuff, which I just hope keeps happening, and I keep getting these kind of opportunities.
Lovely. There are so many pros and cons of being an actor, but I feel, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel that one of the biggest con today, because we live in the world of social media and the internet, there are so many people boosting you, talking good things about you, commenting on your photos nicely, but there's also a certain section that maybe doesn't like you for some reason. They don't even know you personally, but they have comments to make. What is your relation with social media like? Do you take any of this seriously?
Not anymore. I used to. It used to affect me earlier, and also it's a part of you're growing up. You get wiser. Your experiences. Your understanding about life. It doesn't matter to me anymore. Earlier it used to bother me because I would fear somewhere that people are thinking this about me, or thinking negative about me, or saying negative stuff about me might influence other people's mind, but it doesn't bother me anymore. Think what you want to think. My work will talk for itself, and I just want to do good work and do good for my family, my friends, or whatever, people who are close to me, whatever good I can do for them. बाकी तो दुनिया बोलती रहेगी यार. It doesn't matter, because when good things happen, एक line है which is अच्छे वक्त में सलाह मांगने वालों की और बुरे वक्त में राय देने वालों की कभी कमी नहीं होती है. So people will go with the flow and people will keep doing this. If that is something which drives you and your work, then I think life becomes very difficult. It shouldn't be that way. Your gut, your instinct should drive you. If you're convinced about it, go ahead and do it.
So, Nandish, a lot of times when you are selecting a project, there can be so many things going on in your mind. How do you think that this is going to be? Like recently when Ziddi Girls released, there were so many good reviews that came out, and people, there were a lot of new actors in it. You worked with them. What was your focus like while you were playing a professor in the show?
So what you mean to ask is how was it working with the other?
Also, because there are new young actors that you're working with, I think sometimes they could also come to you for advice or see that how are you acting and take a certain things from you without even telling you.
No, that didn't happen honestly. None of them actually came up for advice because I think they were really prepared for what they were doing, and I was also one of the last actors to be cast for the show. So I came on the show really late. After most of them were already doing their workshops and doing their reading sessions. So they were actually, I was a little surprised when I saw them, how prepared they were for their roles. They were really skin deep into their characters. But it was brilliant working with them because when they were working, they would improvise. They would come up with their ideas about how to do that character or how to do that scene. At the same time, being attentive to what the director wants out of that scene. What is the rhythm of that scene? So I felt they are all extremely passionate and dedicated and focused to what their craft demands. And there was in fact a lot of learning from them, what I could get, because certain times I would see that even before the scene was, even before the camera was about to be rolled, they would be in their character and doing their lines in different ways how they could deliver. It's not that being stuck onto one way of delivering a line. They were prepared. If the director said, I think that we should tweak this line or we should tweak this emotion and do it in a different way, they were ready for it. They were not, for a moment, there was no hesitation, okay, no, give me some time, or it was as if they had already thought about those emotions, about those way of saying those dialogues, and they would just deliver. So I think there was a lot of learning, in fact, from all these actors. I wish I was that sharp when I was that young.
Yeah, I think today everyone just comes in with a lot of prep that I think initially we used to be like, we'll just go, we'll see, we'll go with the flow.
And the kind of exposure also.
Exposure,
I think
that's important.
A lot of it attributes to the exposure today's generation, the new generation, the young actors they have those means in terms of internet, YouTube, social media, where they can see and learn a lot. See, listen, you can listen to audiobooks, you can listen to you can subscribe to different acting coaches, you can follow actors on their social media handles. So there is a lot of learning in terms of audio visual, which was not there so much at that point of time. So there's more exposure, and we as humans, we have this tendency to, we are brilliant in terms of our intelligence. We don't even use 2% of the brain.
I know, yeah.
So the more exposure we have, I think it's brilliant the way things are changing, and it's a learning experience for me as well.
You just said a line that you also learned a lot on set from them, and I asked you ulta question that did they learn? It takes a lot of sense of security also as an actor, and of course you have had your share of experiences. So I think that makes you more mature, more secure, more okay to accept such things. Are you an actor who's still open to learning wherever he finds something new?
Absolutely. I think without learning, it's going to get stagnant, and that is my biggest fear. That I don't want to be stagnant in life. I completely am pro for evolving and changing. Whether it's what we say, whether it's what we think, our thoughts, the way we do things, I think everything needs to evolve with time. And if we don't evolve, then what's the point of life? You have to keep changing and learning new things, and there's only one life. Just make the most of it. Just keep learning new things, and that's where the excitement also lies. Otherwise, if you keep doing the mundane things, if you keep doing things which are in your comfort zone, then it gets boring. And who wants to be boring? Who wants to be boring?
Yeah, on that note, thank you so much, Nandish, for joining in for such an informative conversation, and keep doing the good work.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.